Good Thursday to everybody. This is Dave Nadler with the National Weather Service in Peachtree City, Atlanta. And here's the routine weekly briefing for North and Central Georgia, valid today, Thursday, August 29th through next Thursday, September 5th, 2024. So here are the main highlights. We continue to see above normal temperatures, hot and dry conditions, and we do expect that to occur over the next few days. But as we go through the Labor Day weekend, we do expect an increase in rain and storm chances, but generally speaking, it's going to be isolated, widely scattered in nature with afternoon, evening storms. Really, until we get to the early part or middle part of next week, when we see potentially more organized areas of precipitation over the area. So, if we can get through the next couple days, I'm sure nobody's really complaining that we'll have some fairly decent weather, although it'll be pretty warm over the Labor Day weekend. We are expecting a relatively cooler, wetter pattern to develop by the middle of next week, and thankfully no big Atlantic Basin tropical activity at this time, but this time of year that can certainly change pretty quickly from one day to the next. Here's the latest conditions looking at the satellite. Pretty clear over the area this morning. We do have some clouds that'll start to fire back up, through the afternoon. With daytime heating, there's a little bit of haze out there. As you can see, we've had some air quality issues over the last few days, just because we've had a very stagnant, warm pattern over the area, and so it's been tough to clear out the atmosphere. But hopefully, through the weekend, and winds start to shift, and we get a little bit more moisture in here and rain, the atmospheric conditions, air quality will improve. Looking at the bigger picture over the Gulf of Mexico, you can see lightning data. That's with the green, yellow, red colored over the clouds. Pretty good disturbance over the western Gulf, feeding up into Louisiana, parts of Mississippi. Eventually, that's going to spread a little bit to the east over the next few days. That'll help us to see an increase in cloud cover and shower and thunderstorm activity as we head through the end of the weekend into early part of next week. So the culprit for the reason why we've seen this hot, dry weather over the last week or more, we've had a very persistent area of high pressure aloft. That's kind of kept things fairly quiet and dry, very warm over the area. We've approached even some records across parts of the area over the last couple of days, record highs. So hitting into the mid to upper 90s, near 100 degrees for late August, is getting close to some records. But again, by the end of this weekend and into early next week, this ridge is going to break down, allowing for better moisture and some systems fronts to push across the area and increase the chance for showers and thunderstorms. Taking a look at our high temperatures and our probability of precipitation, this is for tomorrow, Friday, August 30th. You see pretty warm conditions continuing. There's a 20 to 30% chance, a little bit higher in the northern mountains, of seeing some afternoon evening storms. It's definitely not going to be a widespread all-day event, that's for sure. But we are starting to increase the probability of seeing some afternoon, evening showers and thunderstorms as we head into Friday. Here's a look at Saturday, mainly across North Georgia. During the afternoon and evening hours, we do expect a slightly higher chance of seeing some rainfall, some storms up close to the Tennessee-North Carolina border. High temperatures up in that area will be in the 80s, lower 90s. Elsewhere, lower to mid 90s for much of the area. So another warm day on Saturday. Continuing into Sunday, see some isolated storms south of I-20. North of I-20, could see a little bit more widespread coverage of showers and thunderstorms during the afternoon and evening hours. So please, if you're out and about, be mindful of that. Temperatures, again, will be pretty warm south of I-20. Just about everywhere. It'll be in the mid to upper 90s, low to mid 90s north of I-20. A little bit cooler across far north Georgia with the cloud cover and the increased chances of rainfall. And then heading into Labor Day, again, another warm day. And then by Tuesday and Wednesday, the temperatures start to cool off quite a bit as we get more moisture and cloud cover and increased shower and thunderstorm activity across the area by the middle of next week. So here's the high and low temperature forecast for a few selected cities: Athens, Atlanta, Columbus, Macon, and Rome. You can see pretty warm conditions through Labor Day, and then things start to fall off pretty good by Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday with temperatures, which is some good news. Also with that will be the, again, increased chances for seeing actual rainfall, with a few thunderstorms possible as well. But at this point, as far as any severe risk goes, we're not seeing any, just your typical afternoon. Some of the afternoon, evening storms through the weekend could be locally heavy rainfall, some gusty winds, 30 to 40 miles per hour, and of course lightning. So those would definitely be threats for any outdoor activities that might be occurring. Here are the precip chances through the week. Generally 20 to 30% in the afternoon and evening across a few of these, many of these locations. But you can see by Labor Day and certainly into Tuesday and Wednesday of next week, the probability of seeing some rainfall increases, and we hopefully will see that come to fruition as we head through the weekend and into the early part of next week as we fine tune the forecast. So we'll be looking forward to that. In the tropics, the National Hurricane Center is monitoring a disturbance or a tropical wave way off in the central Atlantic right now. It's forecast to move west-northwest over the next few days, and there's a 40% chance of it sort of developing into some sort of tropical system, tropical depression by the early part of next week as it approaches the Lesser Antilles Islands. But yeah, we have a few days to kind of watch this. No threat to us at all over the next 4 to 5 days for sure. But as we head into the middle of next week, we'll certainly be watching it with the Hurricane Center, keeping an eye on it, see where it might develop and where it might track. Given the dry conditions over the last couple of weeks, we do see pretty widespread, abnormally dry D0 drought conditions across the area, with parts of far north Georgia in a D1 moderate drought. The good news is that over the next few days, the far north Georgia will see the best chances of seeing measurable rainfall as we head through the end of the weekend, Labor Day, and into the middle part of next week. So hopefully that'll help some of these drought conditions across the area as we start to get in a little bit more of a wetter pattern by the early to middle part of next week. And then finally, the extended outlook, looking beyond the middle to end of next week, you can see temperatures generally at or below normal as we head to the middle and end of next week. And this is largely due to the fact that the upper level ridge will break down. We see more of a trough over the eastern third of the United States, and this will also increase moisture, cloud cover, and the threat for rain showers and a few storms will help keep temperatures down a little bit as we head into the middle part and end of next week. So that's some good news, at least for folks that are looking for cooler weather and some rainfall. So that is the more the extended outlook, the sort of the 6 to 10 day outlook from now. And once again, in summary, over the next couple of days and through the weekend, we are still expecting unseasonably warm and dry conditions, generally speaking, despite a few afternoon, evening storms starting to pop up across the area. Most areas will remain dry until we head into like the end of the weekend, into Labor Day, and certainly by the early to middle part of next week, more widespread rainfall and storm chances are possible. But it will be cooler and wetter by next Tuesday and Wednesday. We do anticipate that. And again, as far as the tropics go, at this point, there's not a lot of activity out there. We'll be monitoring that disturbance. It's way off in the central Atlantic, but there's no threat to Georgia over the next 4 to 5 days, certainly. But definitely things could change as we are approaching the historical climatological peak in the season, which is the second week of September. So anyway, that is the concludes this weekly weather briefing for North and Central Georgia. Hope everybody has a wonderful weekend, holiday weekend. Stay safe and have a good rest of the day. Thank you.